The Karnataka police. Terrorists who have now been arrested. What exactly is the Pakistan link? We'll get to this and much more in this edition of the... This is exclusive, but up first, these are the headlines we are tracking for you at this hour. High drama in Karnataka Assembly over the suspension of 10 BJP MLAs. Protesting BJP MLAs marshalled out. Major terror attack averted in Bengaluru. 5 terror accused arrested. Incriminating evidence recovered. With 31 bills in the pipeline, government seeks consensus ahead of the monsoon session. Delhi ordinance top on agenda. UP ATS investigates Seema Haider. Sources say there are multiple loopholes in her version.
कह सकती हूँ कि जनवाद के ऊपर हमले करके आप जनवाद की रक्षक के नाम पर खड़े होंगे, उसकी बहुत कम क्रेडिबिलिटी है.
A day after the opposition meeting, left slums, Mamata calls TMC dictatorial. "15 dead after electrocution at Namami Gange project in Uttarakhand's Chamoli." The top story tonight is coming in from the state of Karnataka, where the Bengaluru crime branch police have now arrested 5 terror suspects who wanted to carry out blasts in the city. Now, 7 country-made pistols, 45 live bullets, walkie-talkies and other documents were seized from the suspects. The prime accused happens to be someone who's absconding, believed to be abroad. In fact, the police commissioner said that the prime accused and some of the others who've been arrested came in contact with one Nasir. He's the prime accused in the 2008 Bengaluru serial blast. It has also come to fore that the terror suspects were radicalized. Take a look at this report to know how far the investigation has reached, and then we get you some big breaking news on the day's top story.
In the wee hours of Wednesday, a major terror plot was averted in IT hub Bengaluru. 5 suspected terrorists were arrested by the Central Crime Branch. The Central Crime Branch has seized explosive materials from the suspects' possession.
These are basically country-made pistols over here. We are also seeing walkie-talkies. We are seeing the single dagger which has also been seized. Apart from which, all of them are being seized and taken away. Look at the country-made pistols as well. And this which has been seized are live bullets. 41 rounds is what we get to understand. Apart from which, look at this gun as well. This because some of them are country-made pistols, but the others you can clearly go ahead and look at it. And look at the devices as well. Suhail, it's being mentioned as Suhail. Just zoom into it. This is a hard disk over here. It is being mentioned as Suhail. So these are electronic evidences as well.
The plot was to trigger blasts and open fire at bus stop and hotel. The terror plan was hashed inside a jail in Bengaluru, where the 2008 Bengaluru serial blast accused radicalized the suspects. During interrogation, the suspects disclosed they had been in contact with Nazir, who is a LET operative.
We have arrested 5 accused in this connection. They were involved in a murder case of 2017 in Bangalore City, RT Nagar police station. And when they were inside jail, under trial prisoners regarding this case, they came in contact with T. Nazir, one of the main accused in 2008 Syrian blast case.
The Central Crime Branch is on the lookout for one more suspect involved in planning the explosions. Politically, there is a demand to hand over the probe to the NIA.
The way the walkie-talkies and explosives have been found, it is a very, very dangerous trend. And it is very clear that they wanted to do a serial bomb explosions in the city like Bengaluru. This has got a very deep conspiracy. We have to go behind that. I think this is a fit case to be handed over to NIA.
Can the reality of radicalization be dismissed anymore? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
In fact, the first set of breaking news now coming in is with regards to one of the key suspects. We are being told that the key suspect, Junaid, is likely to be hiding in the Middle East and that he's received funds from other elite operatives. Meanwhile, weapons and mobile phones that were also seized from accused Suhail's residence, which are now being scanned to get more information on this case. Let me also quickly go across to my colleague Prajwal, who's getting us the latest details. Prajwal, in terms of this entire network that has now been busted, do we have a better idea in terms of how many of them were working together? What kind of training that was actually given? We'll stay with that first set of breaking news now coming in. In fact, we have more for our viewers. We've got full details of this entire investigation that's been carried out. But first, let's focus on the modus operandi.
Shravan, now it is being learnt that there were 3 layers to this entire operation and the entire modus operandi as well. Layer 1 is about the prime accused over here, T. Nazir, who was wanted in the 2008 Bengaluru bomb blast case as well, and he was lodged in the Parappana Agrahara. He's also the South Commander for the Lashkar-e-Taiba, the terror outfit as well, and he had also been wanted in the 2006 terror recruitment case in Kashmir as well, and also the Kalamseri bus burning case as well. So Nazir was the main operative, and he's the one who had gone ahead and radicalized Junaid, and Junaid in turn had gone on to radicalize Faisal, Umar, Suhail, Mudassir and Jahid too. So all this looking at seems like their relationship has has come to the fore mainly in 2017 in Parappana Agrahara, when Junaid was charged for murder and was sent to jail for 4 months, and he came to know Nazir as well, at which point of time Nazir had radicalized Junaid too. And later Junaid stated that he along with his gang were ready to do whatever that Nazir demanded to, and from time to time Junaid released on bail in 2017 in itself. He had also gone ahead and established links with many of the operatives of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, not only in India but also abroad as well, and he was the one who was very instrumental in going ahead and transferring the fund to the other accused over here. And Junaid was the key fulcrum between the accused number 1 and between the accused number 3 to accused number 7 over here, and he was the only contact point as well, and the conversation between the accused number 1 and the accused number 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 has been very limited. So Junaid was always the contact point too, and he was the mastermind who has gone ahead, procured weapons for them, and at the same point of time he's also been the one who has gone ahead and given them money for procurement of explosives which they had taken into Shravan.
Right. Well, in fact, Prajwal, let's also move on and tell our viewers with regards to what were they exactly planning. In fact, my colleague Prajwal has got more details from the crime branch, where we are learning that the main target of the accused was Bengaluru city. Sources also reveal that all the arrested suspects are from Bengaluru. They were planning to carry out attacks at 10 locations in the city. In fact, we are withholding the names of those very places that they were planning to carry out these locations, as the investigation is still underway. We'll in fact refrain from taking names of any of those locations. All that we can confirm that 10 locations where the recce was carried out by the terror accused. Let me quickly once again go across to my colleague Prajwal, who's getting us the latest details. Prajwal, will refrain from taking any names of those very locations, but as I understand, about 10 locations where where the recce was carried out. Do we know the time period from when exactly was the recce done, and how close were they to carrying out this attack?
This recce has started in 2017 as soon as all the accused were out of the bail as well, and later Junaid was absconding. He was not present in Bengaluru between 2018 to late in 2019 December as well, where he was in touch with the Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives, but he had also instructed Suhail, one of the key accused in this particular case, to go on and conduct recce. They had gone ahead and conducted a recce across the entire city of Bengaluru for almost 2 years now, is what sources in the know of the investigation opposition are stating here. And again in 2020, Junaid had come back to the city and he was arrested in terms of a smuggling of a sandalwood case out here in Bengaluru, at which point of time he was sent to Parappana Agrahara. And again for the second time, Junaid has met Nazir at the Parappana Agrahara prison in 2020 as well to go ahead and brief him about the development too. But later, once he was out on bail again in 2020, Junaid was not in the country. Since then, he has been absconding. He's been wanted in 3 cases of murder and 2 cases of smuggling, according to what the Central Crime Branch have stated as well. And this shows that they had been wrecking the city for the past couple of years, around 4 to 5 years in all, and all these details were also being provided to Nazir from Junaid on a time-to-time period, Shawan.
Well, in fact, we're also getting another set of breaking news. I'll take a quick word from Prajwal before I let him go. In fact, we're getting in more details of the foreign funding angle that has also come up when the case was being probed, where sources have essentially revealed that the funding to hatch the terror plot from overseas was actually made. It is also known that the prime accused, Junaid, made online transfers 3 times in the course of the last few months. Call data, detailed records of the accused is also being scanned. Just a quick word from Prajwal. Prajwal, in terms of a foreign funding angle that is now emerging, 3 transactions, do we know anything more? Well, in fact, as the latest drama continues in the Karnataka Assembly with the suspension of the Bharatiya Janata Party legislators, we're now given to understand that JDS leader H.D. Kumaraswamy has now joined the Bharatiya Janata Party's protest at the Karnataka Assembly. Let's just quickly go across to my colleague Prajwal as he gets us the latest details of what's really happening on the ground right now. We've also heard the former Chief Minister of Karnataka speaking to my colleague a short while back, where he's lashed out at the Congress-led government. Let's just quickly go across to Prajwal for the latest details, while we also get these visuals from outside the Karnataka Vidhan Sabha.
Shawan, the visuals that you see on our screen is that of H.D. Kumaraswamy, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, who has also gone ahead and joined former Chief Minister Baswaraj Bommai, because Baswaraj Bommai earlier, when he was speaking to Republic and had a conversation with us, he's comparing the Congress government to the Taliban government in the state of Karnataka, and he's saying that the rights, the responsibilities of the BJP legislators and all the legislators are being snatched away by the Congress government for only merely questioning as to why have these legislators why were IAS officers being used to go ahead and welcome leaders of the opposition parties as well. So this is something which was spoken by Bommai, and to go ahead and support him, even H.D. Kumaraswamy also joined in this as well and questioned the speaker. At that point of time, the speaker's chair was occupied by Deputy Speaker Rudrappa Lamani as well, at which point of time he's neither adjourned the session or nor has he given time for Baswaraj Bommai to speak, and therefore the BJP MLAs agitated by this entire issue have gone to the well of the house. They have started chanting slogans against the governor of Karnataka, and in a fit of rage, they have also thrown papers which were in their hands. They have, shredded into pieces. They have thrown it in the well of the house, and also against Deputy Speaker Rudrappa Lamani too. And just a short while after that, we also saw that the Home Minister of Karnataka, G. Parameshwara, coming out stating that he's requested the Speaker U.T. Kadir to go ahead and suspend MLAs. And as soon as that happened at anywhere between 4:20 to 4:30, we saw that Speaker U.T. Kadir has gone ahead and suspended 10 BJP MLAs, where there are also 4 former ministers too, in the form of Dr. Ashwath Narayan, R. Ashoka, Sunil Kumar Karkala, Suresh Kumar, and also Arvind Bella, and several others, including Mr. Araga Gnanendra too, who was the former Home Minister of Karnataka. And therefore, as soon as they protested, stating that they will not be leaving the spot, all the BJP MLAs have been dragged out of the House of the Assembly by the marshals there, and therefore Basavaraj Bommai condemned this, and he said that this is not the way that human beings should be treated. This is not the way that MLAs should be treated as well. And today H.D. Kumaraswamy on the floor of the House took the side of the BJP, and once the BJP MLAs, 10 of them were taken out of the Assembly, the remaining MLAs also followed in protest. But meanwhile, on the other hand, what is very interesting over here is to note the fact that H.D. Kumaraswamy still stood on the floor of the House. He said that whatever is happening to the BJP legislators is completely unfair and they're not happy with it. So both the BJP and the JDS joined hands together and passed a no confidence motion against the Speaker of Karnataka, UT Kadir, condemning him and stating that the suspension, whatever he is ordered till Friday for the 10 BJP legislators, should be rolled back with immediate effect as well. And this is the drama, this is the kind of ruckus we are witnessing at the west gate of Vidhan Sauda, which is the Kengal gate out here. Now shortly now the session has been adjourned for tomorrow, and we are seeing that H.D. Kumaraswamy, after presenting his argument on behalf of the BJP, has also now gone ahead and joined hands with Basavaraj Bommai, saying that even he will protest against the current government for using IAS officers as slaves. Shravan.
Well, in fact, can this now be viewed as the first signs of some sort of an alliance really working out between Kumaraswamy's party and the Bharatiya Janata Party? A story that we will keep a close track on. Let's move on to the other top story that we are getting to you tonight. Is of a story which a lot of questions are yet to be answered. Seema Haider, the mysterious character that we're going to try and decode tonight, is a person of interest for not just Pakistan but also for India. Now, her story of entering India illegally, that too through Nepal, for marrying her partner Sachin Meena, who's a resident of Greater Noida, is only getting murkier. The anti-terrorist squad of the Uttar Pradesh police have continued to question Pakistani citizen Seema Haider and her husband Sachin Meena at an undisclosed location. The questioning is continuing for the third consecutive day, in which officials from the central intelligence agencies have also taken part. UP police central agencies are also trying to extract the minutest details from Seema Haider about the route for travel from Karachi to Greater Noida. What we're going to do right now, a quick check of how exactly did she enter, and was there some sort of a support? Because what you see right now, there is a lot more than what meets the eye. Her travel basically begins all the way from Pakistan. In fact, it's in Karachi. The route that she actually takes through is from Nepal, keeping in mind that the porous borders that we have had. And from Nepal, she basically makes a move from Kathmandu. She makes a move all the way to India, and that happens to be in Greater Noida. Now, the very question is exactly in terms of the movement that takes place all the way from Pakistan to Nepal. Question number one, who exactly was really supporting? Second, was there any sort of backing that she was actually getting, that the very fact that she could move from Nepal all the way inside to Greater Noida is another big question we'll try and address. In fact, on this broadcast, joining us is also our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor, who's been tracking this very closely. In fact, there are more questions, Abhishek, as I understand, than what has been answered so far in terms of what has come across from the investigation that's being carried out by the UP police. And apart from that, also the fact that central agencies have also stepped in. But the question here is that, Abhishek, is it actually possible for someone who's met a partner over a online gaming platform, then decides to actually travel all the way from Karachi, lands in Greater Noida, that too through Nepal? The fact of the matter is that this is perhaps a route that some of the hardened criminals have actually taken in the past. So is it possible that this could have happened without any support, given the fact that there are now reports that are emerging that her brother happens to be someone who works in the Pakistan army?
Well, yes, Shravan. So she has come to India via Nepal, but also via Dubai. So and there is a past connection to Dubai. She apparently was working in Dubai in some capacities briefly, and that's where she built the confidence that she's showing. That's where she built that understanding of Indian culture, because remember, there is a strong Indian expat community in Dubai. And subsequently, of course, she went back to Pakistan, and then on PUBG connected with Sachin Rana and has landed up in Greater Noida. Police is investigation both the UP ATS and our agencies, national agencies. In fact, there was a hint today, Shawan, in the soundbite of ADGP Law and Order Prashant Kumar of Uttar Pradesh that there is likelihood that she might be deported. Having said that, a due process is being followed. Remember, Pakistan has sought a consular access. The MEA has forwarded that request to the Ministry of Home Affairs, which is obviously waiting for the agencies to carry out their own interrogation, investigation, and file a report based on which a decision would be taken whether consular access need be given or she can outright be deported. So I think complexity is involved, but we have been discussing this for a while. The manner in which she has conducted herself, it just gives you an idea of how prepared she is for everything, including interrogation by law enforcement agencies, which means whether she's doing this because she's trained for that. Remember the film Razi and the manner in which these kind of things can pan out. But what is important is, Shawan, that there is a blowback happening in Pakistan, and the Pakistani state seems to be really mishandling it. And the blowback is on the Hindu community of Sindh, because there are bandits and dacoits who have threatened the Hindu community. In fact, carried out the threat by targeting one temple in the Kashmir district of Sindh province. And what Pakistani state has done is they have transferred 400 odd Hindu constables to those two districts, suggesting that only Hindus can take care of Hindus, essentially abdicating its responsibility as a state and letting it become a communal issue. So I think there are layers within layers in this story, but what is important is that Seema Haider has been subject to questioning for the last almost 48 hours non-stop, and we are waiting for a report to come out of that questioning.
Well, thank you very much, Abhishek, for putting this into perspective and getting us the details. Let me also get a quick ground report from my colleague Simran, who's been tracking the story very closely from outside Seema's residence here in Greater Noida. Simran, what more details are you picking up in terms of the investigation that's being carried out? We're given to understand that this happens to be the third day when she's still being questioned by the central agencies along with the UP police in an undisclosed location. What more are you picking up?
As of now, the more details have come in respect to the interrogation. We are actually present at the Rabupura police station, at which a lot of heavy police deployment has also been seen outside her home in the morning. But a lot of focus has been growing over the kind of interrogation that has been going on in this case by the UP ATS since morning. We have also seen how details have come across on the question of the relation of Seema Haider with the agents that she was connected to who helped her cross the border. It is also expected that because the questioning is underway and it is actually in the last leg, it is also expected that there could be a possibility for a final public statement issued by the UP ATS in this case. But right now it is very less clear as if the location of Seema Haider, because we have been tracking her movement closely since the morning at the police station, also at her residence. There is going to be less clarity over her whereabouts in the hours to come, because now there is also an increased question over the threat, as the sources in the ATS have told her, over her life. In fact, not just Seema Haider, her husband and her father-in-law have also been questioned and they continue to be questioned.
Right.
Back to you.
Well, in fact, as they say, there is a lot more than what we know at this point in time. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Whether at all, as some reports suggest, could she actually be some sort of a spy? That is something that the UP police is yet to come clear about, and a story that we'll be tracking very closely. Slipping into a short break. On the other side, news and updates continue. On the other side,
The Central Crime Branch has arrested a team of 5 suspected terrorists. As per reports, the terrorists were planning to conduct blasts across Bengaluru. All 5 were reportedly accused in a 2017 murder case and were lodged in the Parapana Agarahara Central Jail, where they came in contact of a terrorist. Huge cache of arms and explosive materials has been recovered. In what seems to be another cowardly act by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists fired upon 2 outside labourers in Anantnag. The 2 non-local labourers were injured in the attack and have now been shifted to a hospital. Search operations are underway. During a meeting with representatives of OTT platforms, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has emphasised that the government will not permit the portrayal of Indian culture and society in a derogatory manner under the guise of creative freedom. A female officer of the Indian Air Force sustained severe injuries after an alleged attack by a mess worker at her official residence in Punjab's Pathankot. The mess worker, who is the prime accused, has been arrested. Further investigations are underway. Traffic on the Jammu-Pathankot National Highway has been diverted as 2 to 3 pillars of a creek collapsed due to rise in water level in the river Ooj in Kathua. Operation is underway to clear the route. Meanwhile, the district administration in Doda and Kishbar has decided that all government private schools in Doda district will remain closed today to ensure the security of students. A woman attempted to commit suicide by jumping into the Chitrakoot waterfall in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. Fortunately, the woman managed to swim back to shore. The Special Task Force of the Assam Police apprehended 2 people involved in cattle smuggling from Jorabad area, outskirts of Guwahati, along with the Assam-Meghalaya border. 26.65 lakh rupees and a 4-wheeler have been recovered. Delhi police has apprehended 4 people and busted a gang involved in illicit production of fake pesticides. The raid conducted by the special staff of Outer North District resulted in the recovery of approximately 3.8 tons of fake pesticides with an estimated value of 3.5 crore rupees from an illegal unit in Delhi. 17th batch of 4,920 pilgrims left for the old holy cave from the Bhagwati Nagar base camp in Jammu in 188 vehicles. The historic 62-day annual Amarnath Yatra is going on at the Gufa, located at an altitude of 13,000 feet above sea level. And a Maoist cadre who allegedly indulged in the killing of 29 security personnel in Madanwara has surrendered before forces in the insurgency-hit Kanker district of Chhattisgarh. The surrendered Maoist cadre was also accused of killing 8 CISF personnel during an attack at the National Mineral Development Corporation in Dantewada.
The big debate at 9 p.m. tonight with Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami. Should Seema Haider be shipped back to Pakistan? More and more details now emerging of her connections, and more importantly, with reports now coming in that her brother works for the Pakistani army. Does this mean that she was here for some ulterior motive?
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
The Central Crime Branch has arrested a team of 5 suspected terrorists. As per reports, the terrorists were planning to conduct blasts across Bengaluru. All 5 were reportedly accused in a 2017 murder case and were lodged in the Parapana Agarahara Central Jail, where they came in contact of a terrorist. Huge cache of arms and explosive materials has been recovered. In what seems to be another cowardly act by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists fired upon 2 outside labourers in Anantnag. The 2 non-local labourers were injured in the attack and have now been shifted to a hospital. Search operations are underway. During a meeting with representatives of OTT platforms, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has emphasized that the government will not permit the portrayal of Indian culture and society in a derogatory manner under the guise of creative freedom. A female officer of the Indian Air Force sustained severe injuries after an alleged attack by a mess worker at her official residence in Punjab's Pathankot. The mess worker, who is the prime accused, has been arrested. Further investigations are underway. Traffic on the Jammu-Pathankot National Highway has been diverted as 2 to 3 pillars of a creek collapsed due to rise in water level in the river Uj in Kathua. Operation is underway to clear the route. Meanwhile, the district administration in Doda and Kishbar has decided that all government private schools in Doda district will remain closed today to ensure the security of students. A woman attempted to commit suicide by jumping into the Chitrakoot waterfall in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. Fortunately, the woman managed to swim back to shore. The Special Task Force of the Assam Police apprehended 2 people involved in cattle smuggling from Jorabad area, outskirts of Guwahati, along with the Assam-Meghalaya border. 26.65 lakh rupees and a 4-wheeler have been recovered. Delhi police has apprehended 4 people and busted a gang involved in illicit production of fake pesticides. The raid conducted by the special staff of Outer North District resulted in the recovery of approximately 3.8 tons of fake pesticides with an estimated value of 3.5 crore rupees from an illegal unit in Delhi. 17th batch of 4,920 pilgrims left for the old holy cave from the Bhagwati Nagar base camp in Jammu in 188 vehicles. The historic 62-day annual Amarnath Yatra is going on at the Gufa, located at an altitude of 13,000 feet above sea level. And a Maoist cadre who allegedly indulged in the killing of 29 security personnel in Madanwada has surrendered before forces in the insurgency-hit Kanker district of Chhattisgarh. The surrendered Maoist cadre was also accused of killing 8 CISF personnel during an attack at the National Mineral Development Corporation in Dantewada.
Complete drama in the Karnataka Assembly over suspension of 10 BJP MLAs protesting. MLAs marshalled out, lifted physically and taken out. H.D. Kumaraswamy joins BJP protest at the Assembly doorstep. Both parties question Congress over IAS officers' deployment towards the opposition meeting in Bengaluru. Terror attack averted in Bengaluru. 5 terror accused arrested. Evidence recovered: pistols, live bullets, ammunition. 31 bills in the pipeline. Government seeks consensus ahead of the monsoon session. Delhi ordinance is on top of the agenda. UP ATS investigates Seema Haider. Sources saying there are multiple loopholes in her version.
मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि जनवाद के ऊपर हमले करके आप जनवाद की रक्षक के नाम पर खड़े होंगे, उसकी बहुत कम क्रेडिबिलिटी है.
A day after opposition meeting left slams Mamata Banerjee over the Bengal violence, calls Trinamool Congress dictatorial. Thank you for joining us here on Republic TV. Some dramatic pictures that came in from the Karnataka Assembly a few minutes back as 10 MLAs of the BJP were suspended and protests moved to outside the Assembly as even the JDS joined the BJP. The JDS has also joined the BJP in what is another step towards a possible alliance in the making. Closer proximity, of course, between both parties, but the pictures of the MLAs being physically lifted out of the Assembly, not just being marshalled out, but lifted out physically from the Assembly and almost thrown out. One of the MLAs has also been hospitalized. Yatnal
A very senior leader of the BJP was also hospitalized after he was lifted out of the assembly. And those are pictures that came in. Look at that. One MLA after the other being physically moved out of the Karnataka assembly. Prajwal is joining us live. Let's go across to him. Prajwal, looking at these pictures coming in, we hear that some of the MLAs have also been detained.
As well have been detained and they have been taken away as well. And there were around 30 to 35 MLAs who had been taken into custody.
MLAs who had been taken into custody by the police, and the BJP still went ahead and stated that they will be protesting tomorrow as well. Now, Niranjan, just want to go ahead and focus as to what exactly is happening out here. The police are ready for any sort of emergencies because just shift to the left. We're seeing these BMTC buses which has already been put in here, Niranjan, to detain the others as well if they go ahead and protest. But apart from which, we are also seeing additional police personnel who have been deployed over there. The police buses and vehicles have also come out here in large numbers to just focus on these visuals for us right outside the Kengal gate. So police have been deployed in huge numbers outside Vidhan Sauda. It's the traffic police, the KSRPs come in here, the Karnataka State Reserve Police, along with the marshals themselves as well, where majority of them have already been detained too. But surprisingly, HD Kumaraswamy joined the protest. He joined the protest, but he stated that he will take the protest on the floor of the house, while the BJP does it outside as well. So this is some sort of statement coming in from HD Kumaraswamy saying that he will remain strong with the BJP no matter what as well. And meanwhile, today the Gruha Lakshmi scheme was supposed to be launched. It has launched, but more of now the BJP's protest and walking out from the assembly has gained the major limelight. Even as we try to approach many of the Congress legislators as well as minister, none of them spoke and they hurried away as well. And tomorrow too, we can expect heated arguments breaking out inside the assembly as well as outside the assembly, Niranjan, because Basuraj Bommai compares this government to a Taliban government. He's equated it with that. He said that tomorrow as well he will protest right outside the Kengal gate, and he's dared the authorities to take necessary action against him.
Some of these leaders, let's listen in. Both Bommai, the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister, and Kumaraswamy of the JDS joining that protest right outside the assembly. Here's what they said.
This democratic system in this country, they have shown today.
So tomorrow BJP will be meeting the governor regarding his suspension. Will you also be joining your hands?
Let us see. If it is necessary, we will also join.
Sir, how would you collaborate with the BJP going forward, sir, on this issue especially?
No, in this issue, this is not the fault of BJP. When two days back, what this government has given special invitation and what IAS officer deputed to look after the invitees. This is first time in this country taken by any government. That too, that program is political program. What Article 5/1 express about the duties of our IAS service officers? What is the decision has taken in this issue? What powers they have got? How they are deputed this government? For this, we BJP friends that today raised this issue within 5 minutes with a simple request by the government. Yes, we have done a mistake. We'll future days we will take care about this. It will not occur future days. One answer, if they have actually expressed it before the house, all these things easily solved it. This treasury bench only, Congress friends only, they decided bulldoze the opposition demands. For that thing only, this thing has happened.
In Vidhan Sauda, where the elected representative rights has to be upheld, they have suppressed the voice of opposition, murder of democracy. We have raised pertinent question. Right from day one, we are raising the corruption of this government, transfer corruption, law and order situation. People are dying every day. Suicide farmers. They are not allowing anything to discuss. And today we have raised the misuse of IAS officers who are used as chaprasis. The principal secretary have been used as chaprasis, which is never seen in this history of Karnataka. And when we question this, they are not ready to answer. They want to suppress our voice and misused the chair, the speaker, and they have suspended our 10 of our this thing. They have protested it. The marshals have behaved inhuman. Physically, they have dragged them. They have harassed them. Mental torture has been done, and we are protesting continuously, and we will take this to the people. This is Hitler-Shahi government, a dictator government, and if there is